what's going on? And Neil, what's going on with your camera, bro?
I don't know, man. Like before we did the countdown, everything was correct. Now it's just
Okay.
freaking weird, dude. I don't understand this shit. Oh, maybe it's me. Hold on.
Oh my God. It's like every. How he's doing the technical difficulties. A couple of things I want to talk about. BobbyShakes.com is officially at 50%. It's officially launched. There's some really cool things. We've added a light. We've basically turned it into an archive. So Teddy, what I'm going to need from you is every show that you have thrown, I need your flyer. I need a flyer for it. When can you get that to me?
I mean, I got a lot of them. I might not. I should have all of them. I mean, how far back do you want me to go?
I want all your reggae. Every show that you have thrown, and you have a digital flyer. I'm going to need that within the next 20 hours.
Okay, I should be able to get it
tonight.
Probably, I can send you a shit ton of them tonight.
Yeah, send me a shit ton because basically what's going to happen.
I drive right here, and I got all the old ones on there.
Yeah, man, everything from like 1956. I don't care. Because basically what's going on is, let me show you here. Let me bring up.
You're going to get to see the progression of my design abilities.
Let me see here. All right, let me go to here, and we're going to go share screen. Bobby Shakes, share. And I'm going to put this over here. All right, so this is the new website here. Clearly, we have photos. Right, you click on the shows. We have stories. I'm fading away from traditional journalism on the site and more to be with more an intimate setting. Build an intimate relationship with the artists. Nobody gives a fuck about the performance, but I think people want to hear backstage. This is the video page, and this is really cool. This video page auto-populates everything we do on the stream.
And we got to get if you need help, we got to get all them old videos up, man. I'm telling you, I know.
Yo, Ted. 2 months. Yo, Teddy. Like, and then we have Girl of the Week. We have the fan and the fan of Instagram. We can shoot videos, or you can add a picture to your own library.
With the talk of the town, with the news be, we again on top of the convo. With the talk of the town, with the news be, we again on top of the convo.
Yeah, man, that's who we are. This right here, is it a lag or it didn't come over? Let me go back over here. Let me go to share. That's what I hate. Share screen. Okay, because it's a new screen. All right. So flyers. This is it, Teddy. This is it. Like, this is gonna be the dance hall archive of everything that's ever happened in the city of Boston. And this is why I need all your stuff. Because if you look here, these are all the old flyers.
Yep.
Club ID, Bling Dog. Can you believe people paid, how many people did pay to go and see Bling Dog? Let me see here. Oh, there's no price. But can you believe people actually went to go and see Bling Dog?
That's crazy. Now, for flyers, does it matter if it's 4x6, 1080 by 1080, whatever? Because I progressed from 1080 by 1080 to now the 1080 by 1350. So it might be different sizes, but does that matter?
It doesn't matter. We'll get it fixed. But like, look at this. Friday, February 7th, 2003.
23 years ago.
Live video by Bobby Shakes. With Lexus. So basically what and this is what I've been talking about with the website is and the podcast. Like the podcast isn't about getting views and likes and hits anymore. It's all about being a verified voice in the space.
Yep.
And this right here, like nobody could do that. Like nobody could say nobody, no news. They could pay people. I mean, they could play dancehall reggae. They could pay Wayne's World. They could pay those guys. But February 7th, 2003, at Criminal Culture Center, we have Lexus, live video by Bobby Shakes, and I have the fucking video. You know, it's the archive, man. It's the archive. Look at this one.
Paradise. That club still exists. When was this?
The Paradise Rock Club?
Yep.
Yeah,
no, Club Paradise.
Oh, that's different.
That's Paradise?
This is 100 Salem Street, Hartford, Connecticut.
Oh, did not know.
Right. So these are the things too, right? These are the things that this is my everlast movement. And the coolest thing about this site, this is the coolest thing about this whole site here. If I could click out of here. Yeah, the coolest thing about it is that it doesn't work. You can add it to your Google Calendar. Wait a second here. All right. Let me see if I can. All right. All the way to the bottom, Teddy Crazy. And you click on. Look at all the DJs. Oh, I got to share the screen again. Look at that.
Oh, wow. That's quite a lot.
That's quite a few. That's sick.
And this is only from the couple of flyers I have on the site, right? So like King Ilabash. Look at King Ilabash, Caribbean City. And what this is going to do is everybody that said that they were part of the culture or they were in 3Cs and this is going to be the list. So right now, the top DJs are Ghetto Hype, DJ Warlock, Satellite Sounds, and Selector Tim. With Ghetto Hype has 9 events, DJ Warlock has 6 events, Satellite Sound has 5 events, Selector Tim has 5 events, Trendsetter has 4, Scary 4, blah, 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 blah. Bobby Steels. Like, look at all, like, you don't even, Paul Michael's on it. Paul Michael's got 2 events.
Nice.
And this is Paul Michael's resume. So every week, upload your flyer to the site so we could get, and this is, look at that, man.
Right, Paul Michael.
That's cool.
So what I need from you, Teddy, now is to give me like a little write-up about it, and I could add it.
Yep.
Stop sharing. What I did was I did the Elon Musk play. So basically what Elon Musk did was he made a chip that connects the Neuralink, the chip to space, which is the servers in the space. The servers are relaying the autonomous information from Twitter, which is the AI, which then goes into your car, which allows you to drive your car autonomously. Traded, some be privately hasted. Comment.
You're buffering, Bobby.
You're buffering pretty bad.
System. That's kinda,
You might just jump off and come back on. Because you're buffering.
Did we lose him?
Yep. I think we did.
Yeah, I don't know even half of what he just said.
He needs to restart his system. I think that's probably what's going on. You back? What happened to you? Bobby, what happened? Yeah, a little bit better.
Much better, yeah.
Yeah. I had to. So where did I start to get a little sketchy?
Let's go back to the flyers and go back to a write up and for every event that Teddy has thrown, and even the upcoming stuff at. I think you did upcoming stuff at Alchemy coming up Saturdays. You want the new flyers as well, right?
Now here's the whole thing with the website. I am no longer interested in chasing new content. I mean, we don't have to. We have 30 years of old content, which is actually worth more money than taking picture. I mean, I was supposed to do 2 events. Spice, I didn't go to. And Sherwin had a crazy event. I was too busy coding the website. So it's like, once me and Teddy get together and start archiving the old content, Teddy, it's over, bro.
Yeah, that'd be super cool. Because I think, even you had mentioned, you didn't love some of it. It doesn't matter because other people, it's just content that people are going to look through for sure, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
Yeah, what I didn't like about the old content was it's not
clean.
These guys are really not good.
I mean, that's their problem, not ours, though. We'll put it out there for all the world to see, and they can decide what they think about it.
But you've got Bounty Killer, if you got all the classic artists, people will definitely try to check that out. You got Cartel before he bleached and all that. I mean, definitely.
You know, the only artist I don't have is Bounty Killer.
Really?
Why not?
Bounty Killer was an artist that never allowed me to videotape him.
Wow.
And Bounty Killer is my favorite artist.
Me too.
But eventually what's going to happen is because of Bounty Killer behaving that way, he'll just get lost in the archives. That's it. I mean, Bounty Killer doesn't understand that Bobby Shake's going to last longer than him. Like, I am building a graphic Wikipedia for reggae. That's what this is. And I'm not like Wikipedia who could just run their mouth and post stuff. We have the content to back it up. So, yeah, that's what we're doing.
Nice.
What are you sending over there, Teddy?
Me?
Yeah, I can hear you downloading stuff.
Oh no, I'm putting stuff in a folder for you.
Oh, nice. Yeah, man. So Teddy, yeah, I think I really think that's gonna be the move, man. Just try and
Yeah, I think a combination of, and when I say new content, we don't have to stress new content, but it's
Right.
good for you to be like all right, Island Saturdays taking pictures and giving out the card. So that's going to give visibility to people that normally might not find you online or find us online.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that at least do that. That's also why, if you notice, I haven't had a chance to do the last couple, but I downloaded the pictures and I put them on Facebook with, if you look at the thing, it says pictures by Bobby Shakes. Go look at bobbyshakes.com, blah, blah, blah. Like, whatever we do, we have to drive traffic to the website. We got to get people interested into going to the website that may not be searching dancehall, but then maybe like, oh, well, that's where my picture's at. Let me go find that.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. What I mean by like chasing content, like it's tough for me to make a decision on what to do. Like this weekend was tough. Like,
well, no, that's what I mean. Like, you don't have to, like, if you're booked somewhere, you're getting paid to go, then you go. But otherwise, like, you don't have to stress about, I need to be at 5 events in one weekend because I need the new content. Yeah, don't worry about it like that. It's not that serious, But it's, like, just to be out there once in a while, make sure you're getting paid and get the card out there and get the website visibility to other people. That's all you need to do for new content. And then you got new content with the show. We're doing the show. Yeah, that's new content.
That's new content. Dude, Island Saturdays has been a huge help, bro.
I'm glad, man. I'm glad. I think, and I noticed more and more people now are going to the site and grabbing their pictures, because before I can even go look, they're like sharing the pictures and their stories and stuff. And I'm like, oh wow, that was quick. That was fast.
And I'm sorry. We have Sherwin.
What's up?
Oh, yeah. Sherwin's come on the stream to pull out his dick.
I hope not. Please.
Where's my horn? Sherwin, I can't see you.
Ah, shit. I'm on my phone, so I think my Wi-Fi is a little fucked up. Give me a second.
I want to open this on stream while we wait for him. This is some, I got some World Cup stickers. Let me see if I've got anybody good here. I have Côte d'Ivoire.
Oh, good.
I have this black dude from Turkey. Don't know who the hell that is.
No idea.
I have this dude from Spain. No idea who the hell that is. This guy from South Africa. No idea who he is.
Whatever, yeah.
This guy from Ghana. I love Ghana. I love Ghana. Ooh, love Ghana. Love the women in Ghana. Love the food. Ghana's my place. We're moving to Ghana, boys.
Moving to Ghana?
We're moving to Ghana. We're out of here. This guy. Shit, I thought I at least would have got Messi in this pack.
So that's their fun. So I get that one message.
I thought I was going to at least get Messi in this, but I didn't. Island Saturdays while we wait for Sherwin. What's going on, Teddy? Talk to me.
Now this weekend we got the legendary Richie Feelings in the building, and we're doing something because college is back, and there's a lot of kids that came through early this past week, and they're just like walking down the street and want to pop in. We're gonna actually go free till 11 for Richie Feelings and 15:20 after. So we actually do that for the next 2 weeks. So to see Richie Feelings for free is pretty it's pretty tough to do, and we got a lineup that's going to be awesome. We have Gully Chris from Connecticut. He's coming down. He's a wicked dancer. And we have dancehall queen Yaya, who everyone knows is wicked already. Hyper Squad, and we got like huge line of dancers. Wacky Cows, Great One, Nabby, Don. Like there's so many people on the list. That's why the flyer took forever to make.
Yeah, this Saturday's going to be crazy. This Saturday is going to be absolutely insane. Sherwin, you with us?
Yeah, man.
All right. We can't see your face.
You got it
What's
set
up?
up.
There you
Yeah,
go. There you go, Sherwin. There you go. So this is Sherwin, Dr. TOK. Sherwin, one of the proud owners of a Unity Sports Club.
there we
What's
go.
up?
Yeah, I was Sherwin, man. I am so backed up with photos from coding these goddamn websites that by the time I was all like, shit, man. I couldn't make it. I wish. I'm
So,
pissed off that I didn't make it. Take us through it all, man.
Sherwin tied up.
uh, okay, so DNA is an event that I do with my younger cousin, Brandon. Uh, and DNA was just basically um our Boston Carnival kickoff, just basically saying like, this is really in our DNA. Um because we just kind of felt like a lot of events weren't authentic enough to our liking. So last year we were down in Boston City Hall. This year we decided to bring it back to Unity. So that was a whole process of getting that done. A lot of people don't understand what it's like to try to get outdoor space, going through the fire department, going through and getting architectural designs, exit plans, police approval, approval from the neighbors, and all that stuff like that. It was very expensive to do. And, it took a long time, but to be quite honest, we got approved like 3 days before the event. So a lot of times people be like, well, fully approved on everything. A lot of times people be like, "Oh, why is there no venue on there? Such and such." Well, when you're doing outdoor events, it's pretty hard. So last year we had GBM Neutron come down and perform. It was pretty good. And then this year we had Full Blown from Trinidad and Tobago. They have one of the biggest soca songs in the world right now. Respectfully yours, and they're one of the bigger producers right now. So they made the biggest links rhythm, the one with Greatest Bend Over and all the rest of that stuff. And they wrote a lot of those songs on it. So that was cool. We also got my boy Moto out of St. Lucia and Pontiflex out of Bermuda, but he's also from Boston as well. So he was kind of our local guy, but at the same time, an actual true artist. Um, so it was an indoor outdoor event. We hired what we really wanted to do. We really wanted to make the space different, the outdoor space different as much as possible. I've been going to Caribbean fets, like in places like Trinidad since I don't know, I was 14, 15 years old. So things like, how VIP works, in the islands, you know what I mean, versus general admission, but still having everybody around the stage. We took all the tables out of the general admission area because we just believed in soca fets that, like that just shouldn't kind of be. So we had VIP areas that were next to the stage, and only in those areas could you have like tables and bottles and stuff like that. So we kind of gave you a little bit of a mixture of both. So the event did really well. I won't say the exact number of people we had in the yard because I don't want the it was under the capacity. I don't want the fire marshal to come and see me like you guys. We'll say that. Uh, but we did really well. Everybody came out, had fun, enjoyed themselves. We had no issues, um, and thank God. I think it was a really cool event.
I think you're missing the biggest thing about this. You did a 3D rendering of the space.
Yes.
Take us through
Yes.
that.
So I did a 3D rendering of the space because, um, you know, to some people, some only a few people have actually been in Unity's yard before for a party. Like if you haven't been to a Scoops event, and I think one of the first ones we had was Dell. So when you say Unity's parking lot, a lot of people don't really realize how large the space is, how many people it can actually fit, and then what it would actually look like. We wanted to promise people that we were going to transform the space. So we had a nice stage with a walkout. We barricaded to the left of the right of the walkout, so we had the VIP sections. And one of the things I believe, now someone can correct me if I'm wrong, the first things that we've done in Boston that I don't think anybody else has is elevated sections. And essentially, elevated sections are basically your own stage area VIP, right? So they're like 3 to 6 feet off in the air, so you're looking over the crowd onto the stage. So you and your crew can kind of hang out. And I don't think that that's really been done in Boston in that manner. Now, somebody's gonna be like, "Yeah, I did that in '92." I don't know. This is something that I was seeing a lot in Connecticut, and I was heading down to Connecticut a lot. So I met some stage guys out there. So my setup came all the way from Connecticut. So they came down early that morning, set up for me. They did sound, staging, lighting, all of it.
So what do you mean by elevated sections? So you have to take steps to go up to it, or
Yeah, so they're literally stages, if you will, but they're stages for you know people to hang out. So a lot of people thought like the elevated sections at first were just like tables. So you're literally taking some steps up. Not super high, maybe like 3 to 6 feet, and the the stages are separated. So there's probably like 3 to 4 sections on one elevated stage, if you will.
wow?
So I think
What happened to Sherwood?
Probably gonna come back.
Would he have any like video, or would you happen to have any video
Yeah.
photos of this?
Do you hear me, Sal?
Loud and clear.
Yeah,
Loud.
we can hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear.
Yeah, I got a phone call really.
No problem. Would you have any pictures of the staging to better explain what exactly you're talking about?
Sherwin, can you hear us?
He's on mute. We can't hear him.
Yeah, he probably got a self. He's got a.
He's on mute.
Oh, yeah, he's on mute. There you go. You're on mute.
Still? No, still can't hear you.
Still can't hear you. Can you hear us?
Oh boy. This is a problem.
Yeah.
I wish you would have gone, man. It sounds like a lot of fun. This elevated stage.
No, I mean it was a big event, but I'm 3 weeks backed up with photos, and I gotta code this website. I haven't even put up the African Festival photos yet.
Oh no, we got to get that out. That's pretty awesome stuff.
Yeah, I haven't put that stuff up yet. I just finished the basketball photos last night. I just finished the Adidas party last night. Yeah, I'm coded out. I am working, man. Like I'm doing like 100-hour weeks.
That's the norm, though. That's just Bobby Shakes we did. Oh, whoa, what's up?
You guys can hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Yeah, I got a phone call. It messed up my audio.
Yeah, once you get a phone call, that's it.
Yeah. So elevated sections are, they're literally like you think of a stage and they have steps next to them. So you go up the steps onto the stage. But there's barricades around it, so like you're not falling off or whatever stuff like. So it's literally your only, your private stage area, so that you're looking over the crowd. You're elevated above the crowd. So that's what an elevated section is, and I think we're the first people to do it in Boston in that manner. I'm pretty sure of. First I've ever seen at any event.
That's crazy. Yeah, I mean the event looked great. The yard looked amazing.
Yeah, those guys did a really good job. They had like the TV screens, and then they used the AI and stuff like that to like, make a whole bunch of animations based on like our flyer and the event. When full blown and all those guys were performing, they had their logos and like the animated version of them. It was really cool. We put a lot of time into the detail of that stuff.
So I mean, clearly I don't know anything about Carnival, but why would you do it not closer to Carnival or after Carnival? Is this like a pre-Carnival thing or?
Um, so we wanted to kick off the season, which really Carnival season should be like the entire month, and doing it closer to Carnival. If you did it on the Friday, I don't think events that can possibly take away from the road should happen, if that makes sense. So the only time that we could have done that, because in Boston you can only get permits to 11 o'clock. Technically we had a permit to 11, but we stopped early in respect to our neighbors. But if you did it Carnival Friday, well, people have to work, right? So
Yeah.
they're missing whatever. If you did it Carnival Saturday, then you have an event that's competing with the road itself. I don't think that makes sense. And that
Okay.
Sunday, the
That's
biggest
Cooler
event on that
Fest.
Sunday is Cooler Fest, right? So, nobody owns dates, but I think we all try to respect the big dates if you can. I don't think it was necessary for us to go on somebody else's date. Like last year, Red House had an event with Lyrical on the Saturday in City Hall, and then we were the Sunday, right? So, which I thought was cool. You know what I mean? So everybody, if you can, you try to pick, something that's kind of open. We just didn't see any events, so we've been doing it the Sunday before Carnival.
Carnival this weekend. Let me see here. Let me make this shorter here. How are we feeling about Carnival this weekend?
Um, I'm pretty I'm pretty excited. I know there's a lot of talk about where Carnival is, where it's going. Is it moving in a positive direction or not? Like first, I want to kind of give a shout out to Mr. Rudy Osborne, who was one of the primary movers and shakers of Boston Carnival. He was one of the mask makers of the Midas, one of the largest bands in Boston. He passed away, and I think that kind of leads into my excitement for this year because you're seeing a lot of newer, younger people taking on the reins of new carnival bands, and they're starting off pretty small. Like big up Nelly V, big up Mark and Gen Z. Nelly V has NV Mass. And then there's another band that I didn't even realize was coming out, and I believe they're in collaboration with Sound International and another band from Atlanta that was putting out costumes. Right. So, we've lost, the TNTs, the Unities, the Demitis, the Sokin Associates over time. Our elders, for one reason or another, just kind of aren't doing it anymore. But we are finding some people are just popping up doing some things. You know what I mean? And hopefully they continue to grow and kind of figure out a way to kind of continue this thing going. So
Yeah, so I went after Larry Jordan today, and he was telling me that.
oh yeah, fuck Larry Jordan, by the way. Yeah, kicking on
Oh,
you.
oh, wow.
I forgot that. How did I forget that?
I mean, I don't know how you forgot that. Larry Jordan is saying that I'm not going to see the pictures that I took in 2019 in this year's carnival. Is that true?
Yeah, I actually do think that's true. I don't think you're going to see
Really?
as many costumes as there were in 2019, but again, it just goes back to exactly what I'm saying, what I was saying before. I just, to me, things happen in a cycle. Like things kind of die out with certain and this is in Trinidad too. Like the same bands, that were big in the 90s, the early 2000s, paparazzi and all that stuff. They don't exist anymore, right? Somebody new has come and taken over. And I think that we're kind of seeing some people attempt that now. Um, Again with the Nelly V's, with the Gen Z's, and I forgot the name of the other band and stuff like that, which I think is really cool. You know what I mean? I think that's kind of the way it's happening. So to me, it's a cycle. To me, they are in the very beginning stages of probably what the carnival would have looked like, in its inception, really early on. Because they can do what they can do, and hopefully they grow into something. But I think he is right. You're not going to see, in 2019, you're not going to see those bands that were there before the amount of costumes. but there is a lot, and specifically Kiddies Carnival. There's a lot of people doing Kiddies Carnival, and I think naturally those kids get older and they move from kiddies to adults, young adults on the road, 15 to 18. And I hope they grow with the bands that they have right now in kiddies, and they grow with their masqueraders. I think that's what's gonna inevitably end up happening. I think it's a cycle. I wouldn't have liked as much of a drop off with as many costumes, but to me, I'm seeing, especially in that younger level, a lot of innovation, and growth. So that's what I'm excited for.
Cassie said there's one band, Envy Mass.
Yeah, there's more than Envy Mask, right? So again, this Gen Z, and I can't remember the other name, and they actually have actual full costumes. They are in association with Sound International, and it's just escaping me right now. But there is more than one band. And then gosh, Miss Wilma Clouden does a band every year. I think people they forget about stuff like that. She had a band last year. She won, I'm pretty sure, either band of the year or queen last year. A smaller band, but she started up with her granddaughters and her granddaughters' friends at schools and stuff like that. And they've, I've watched them as, from children, you know what I mean? Being 6, 7 years old. And I think now they're probably about 18 or so, you know what I mean? And they have a band of about like 50 to 60 people.
All right, let's go to our resident soca expert on the show, which is Teddy. Teddy knows jack
I
shit
can't
about
give
soca.
any insight into that. My apologies.
What do you think, Teddy? Are you coming for Boston Carnival?
I've actually never been to Boston Carnival.
You're missing out, man. You gotta go.
I've never been. I can't go because I have it's this Saturday, right?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's in the mornings at 4 a.m.
Oh, Juve. That's the before the.
I'm old, man.
Teddy, we'll come pick you up at 4 a.m.
Then I gotta be at Encore Casino for a fight at night before Richie Feelings. I got a girl fighting, so I'm a cut man at the casino.
Oh yeah, you're a cut man. You can't do it.
Yeah, that'd be rough. I don't know if I can work cuts if I'm partying all day. I might be. If she starts bleeding, that could be a problem.
Yeah.
And actually, I think my son's on top of all that. I think my son's moving to college too.
Oh yeah, okay. So you're busy. Anil, you coming down for Boston Carnival or not?
Not at 4 a.m. No.
We old, man.
Because the way we do Carnival,
When it's not fun getting old, yo. It's not fun.
Juve is
I understand.
not like in mass droves, right? Like the people in the know definitely go to Juve. I guess to avoid the drama and all that because New York Carnival is completely different. There's a whole bunch
New York. Hold on a second here, and I just want to get this out there. New York Carnival sucks balls. It always have, and it sucks. It's 500 miles long. It's
more premier.
It's New York. Anil, a New York Carnival is trash. The only place I is Boston and Toronto. I've done New York Carnival. New York Carnival's garbage. Sherwin, come on.
I'm a little bit biased, maybe the Bostonian in me. But I do believe that our route, the actual route of Carnival in Boston, is one of the best. This period in North America. Like I also don't like, because Labor Day in New York is just one straight, very long road.
Yeah,
right.
Eastern Park
is Eastern Park, right? So I just don't. To me, that's not fun, and I understand why they do it, and it's not as accurate, but at least they have a road, right? So places like Miami doesn't even have a road, and people talk about carnival. So to me, they don't even really have a carnival, honestly. But
it's the reason why. And listen, everybody knows I'm a reggae guy, dancehall guy. I know nothing about soca. But let me tell you something right now. When you're on that truck, and when Richie says, "Wait till I touch the road," and he's turning onto Blue Hill Ave, that is the biggest reveal. The only place, and this may be a stretch, but I know my soca people agree with me. The only place where you could get a better vibe at Carnival is clearly Trinidad. Boston has a reveal. When you're on, is it Seaver Street? I don't even know what street it is. Where are we at before we turn onto Blue Hill Ave? What street is that?
Is it Talbot?
Not Talbot.
Before we turn up, we're talking about for Juve.
No, we're talking about for Carnival.
Carnival starts.
I don't even know the Carnival route now. I know it used to start in
Well, it turns on Blue Hill by Grove Hall.
Grove Hall, Warren
Street.
Warren Street. There is no carnival in the world that has a reveal like Boston.
Okay.
Like when you come off of Warren and you turn on Grove Hall and you turn on to Blue Hill Ave, and I've never been to Trinidad. New York can't fuck with Boston Carnival. Miami can't fuck with us. Atlanta can't fuck with us. Carabana can, but they ain't got the reveal. It's different, man. Boston Carnival, and it's sad that it's not as big as it used to be. Boston Carnival's the shit, bro.
But you know what, Bobby? I also agree. It's sad that it's not as big as it used to be. But you literally can say that for any North American carnival there is, right? So,
Right.
this is one of my biggest, qualms that I have with people who, go so hard about fuck Boston Carnival and it's the Boston Carnival committee and they're too old and they just need to give it up. And, if you just magically put this other people in there, that it's going to be great. Because every carnival is struggling from what it was 20 years ago. That's Labor Day. That's Miami. That's Toronto Carnival. Toronto Carnival literally went bankrupt, and now the city itself owns Toronto Carnival, right? Because they were doing so poorly, right? So I just wanted, I asked this question in one of the carnival meetings. I go, well, where is the carnival in the United States that we're looking at to be like, all right, well, this is what we should be doing. It's growing, at this crazy pace. It's not Atlanta, it's not
Not
California.
Atlanta.
Right.
Not California.
It's where is it? Is it Houston? It's not Houston. You know what I
No.
mean? I've been. So um to me, and then we've talked about it a couple of times, Bobby, right? Like somebody needs to figure out how to reinvent this without losing cultural points, if that makes sense. And one of the biggest play things that happened, original Carnival Juve, right, is steel pan, right? Drums,
It's still pan, right?
drums, right?
Right.
Over time, involve pretty mass, and then all of a sudden now we have big trucks on the road, huge trucks, generators, speakers, right? So people feel like, that's a standard now. But at one time, that was a new invention for Carnival, right?
Right.
Which is really cool. But at the same time, it left us with, in my opinion, is the biggest problem for Carnival bands is that fucking truck.
Right.
Because that fucking truck is going to cost you 20 to 50 grand. So you're already in the hole 20 to 50. So if you wanted to start a carnival band, how are you now going to how many costumes do you have to sell in order just to break even on that damn truck? Never mind anything else that you have to go into. So to me, most bands fail right there because when I've done the math, you've got to sell at least 150 costumes to break even. At least. Or you got to get a ton of sponsorships from someplace. But again, if you're relying on sponsorships for your carnival band, to break even or be successful, you're relying on, pretty much donations, if you will. You know what I mean? Invisible, you don't know. People can take that away at any time. There was a point in time when Guinness gave us a whole lot of money because they deemed it necessary, and we don't get that same amount of money anymore. You know what I mean? So, carnival bands in places like Trinidad have figured out the economics, the finances behind a carnival band where nobody has up here has properly emulated it yet, right? Your mass camp reveals through the year, right? A carnival band is having that, 7 months ahead of time, a year ahead of time, and they're just basically huge fetes, huge parties with artists and all the rest of that stuff, where they're making 50, 60, 100 grand off that event and revealing their costumes. You should see it. It's the most amazing. If you ever have a chance, just go YouTube it. Um, People haven't done that up here properly, right? So if you're having this kind of event, like it really is a huge fet, well, maybe you're making 50, 60 grand off the, and it looks like DNA, like how DNA was, like that's what it is with costumes.
Right.
You know what I mean? So someone has to figure it out. Some people have tried, like for instance, I talked about Miss Wilma Clouden, she has her small band, 50, 60 people. She probably had, and people are gonna think like I'm just bullshitting, one of the most simple but biggest new and I wouldn't say inventions, but you get where I'm going for Carnival because of that truck. So instead of having a big truck, you know how we got all of our Dominican family, also Caribbean, who got these cars with all
Wait,
these.
wait. The Dominican Republic is not part of the Caribbean. Come on.
I mean, it's on the same island as Haiti, but we'll do. like
I
we'll
don't
talk
know.
about that later. But what she did is she found, a nice Dominican gentleman that had one of those cars, a nice little car with all those speakers on it, and literally that was her truck. It drove on the road with her. She probably gave him a couple $100. It was probably the greatest thing ever, and they played music on it. It was nice enough for her 50 to 60 person band where she didn't have to spend 20 to 60 grand on that truck. Right? So like there has to be some of that type of innovation. Like maybe the big truck has to die. I don't know what it is. Like, but to me, we've got to figure out a way to have our music on the road that's not costing bands 50 grand or whatever. You know what I mean? Like for New York Kitty's Carnival, they actually have like push carts, right? Like you ever see those push carts,
Yeah.
even in like, Jamaica, like, someone's playing it.
God.
Exactly. Like you have to figure out something like that, in my opinion, in order for this thing to keep going, because that is the biggest, like, you're down before you start. It's like, you're doing an event and you got a huge, DJ bill or artist that's costing you 10, 20 grand. You're like, shit, how many tickets do I gotta friggin', do that, to sell in order to just even break even? So to me, that's the biggest hurdle, right? Like if Carnival bands, like for instance, all the Carnival bands that haven't existed in a while, Soca, whatever. If you gave every one of them a free truck, I'm almost certainly sure that all of them would come back.
Resurgence.
If you figured out a way that you took that cost away from Soca and Associates, TNT, Demitis, they would all still be on the road. That's my opinion.
When I
I
get
haven't specifically asked them, but I'm almost certain of it.
when I get sponsorship from automotive companies for the truck.
I mean, I think our elders have tried, and some of them have succeeded. They haven't figured out a way to continuously keep getting that money and that large amount of money, because people have tried. Like if you look at like the Haitian truck is sponsored, right? That's really just a bunch of Haitian Americans who are coming together and they're putting their money together to do that truck every year at a loss, at a huge loss.
60 grand.
At a huge, and their truck is probably very expensive. Like they got LED screens and all the rest of that stuff. And now they're doing it for their culture, but like they have Tony Mix on it. Tony Mix is $10,000, and he's on that truck every year. There's no way to recoup that money from that truck on the road. They don't have costumes and not selling it. You know what I'm saying? So,
Jeez.
which again, shout out to them, but I don't feel like you know it's sustainable to ask individuals to lose X amount of money every year in order to continue to have someone has to figure out something, right? And nobody has come up with that innovation yet that I've seen.
Teddy, you've been complaining a lot about Donald Trump. I think you should try and do a soca band.
And the ball.
But I do know, like what Sharon was saying, I do, because I have, I talk to my friends in Jamaica and stuff. I know Jamaican Carnival is actually building, but they I have friends in England, and I mentioned to them I'd love to go to like Nottingham, or something like that, because I heard it's more reggae based and it'd be wicked. And he's like, man, it is, but it's not. Even he's only lived there for 4 years, and he even said like it's not as big as it was. Like it's not, because I think a part of it is like for the sponsorships that you guys are talking about, most companies, the first thing they're going to cut is the marketing team
Sponsorships.
and marketing money and sponsorships. And right now with the economy, I think a lot of companies are cutting back on regular sponsorship stuff. You're going to see a lot more. You see a lot more on social media and OTT and stuff, because that's more economical and more direct to the consumer, where they know that their money is reaching, is helping reach the customer they need to reach. Somehow you have to make it so companies feel like, I guess, they have to be like, we can't miss Carnival. We have to have something there, as far as sponsorship goes. But otherwise, it's very difficult right now in the climate of the country to get companies to sponsor anything. You know what I mean? That's just unfortunate, but that's not, in just this genre or anything. It's overall, it's sports, it's everything. It's difficult. So I think that's a hurdle. And I didn't know the trucks cost that much, but that's a lot. And Sherwin's right. In this day and age too, like, do you want to risk losing that kind of money? Like, it's tough. It's tough. There's also a lot more, dude, people now, because I've never been to Carnival, so I'm asking
I,
you guys. Do
I,
people
I thought
fly
you
in?
was I thought you were the resident soca expert.
Expert, yeah, for sure. But do people fly in for like carnivals? Like, did people used to fly to Boston or travel to Boston for Boston Carnival?
Absolutely, absolutely. We would
New
have
York,
trucks.
same way. New
We'd
York,
have
same
truckloads of people from Canada, Rhode Island, New York. Everybody come down
Tokyo,
from everywhere. Yeah, for sure.
So,
global.
but now think about it. Back then, I mean, obviously, I'm in the dancehall genre, so I've always been in the dancehall genre. But obviously, there's crossover for sure. You know, yeah, I don't remember back, 10, 15 years ago, there being so many other destination type events where people are flying out to, like BRT and Dream and Best Weekend Ever. And, there's all igloos in Florida. There's all like, I don't recall there being as many of those destination type events. And I'm sure there's even more for Soca. So like, you're also asking people, like, all right, am I going to go on this Soca cruise or am I going to go to Carnival? So I think people also have to make a decision. And I wonder if that's also keeping people from these carnivals, because there's other destination events that are probably more inclusive and, higher end that they can go to.
Absolutely. So, like, I've made this comparison for the longest while. Like, for instance, I've always said BRT is literally a traveling carnival without Carnival Day, right? Like, they have the Juve event. They have a bunch of and it's dance hall and stuff that plays there as well too. But they have all these different events that you would see that would be around Carnival, right? Like all these big artist events and stuff like that, because that's what Trinidad Carnival is, right? Like it's some, actually it's months loads of huge events all kind of around each other. And to me, they took out what is the most important part, but also the most expensive part of Carnival, which is the road, right? Where they haven't been able to figure out how to make enough money. And people are like, you know what? I'll just go jump up, get dirty at a Juve-esque type of event, and that's enough for me. You know what I mean? And those Juves are hella profitable. Like we had a little bit of rain at the beginning of DNA that slowed us down. It doesn't matter if it rains at a Juve event. Like we're expecting to get wet, dirty, all the rest of that stuff. So like it's super profitable. You don't have to worry about that stuff. Like one of the biggest events in Trinidad right now is a Juve event by Voice called Stinkin' Dutty. You know what I mean? So like that part of the culture. Um, I don't want to use the word commercialized, but yeah, it is kind of commercialized, but I do think it's holding the culture still too. People are going towards, but yeah, I'd agree. There are lots of different travel events, and me and my brother always say that the reason why people used to travel from Tokyo to Trinidad or to Boston to watch Carnival are the costumes, and people aren't investing in those costumes as much. For instance, like when I was playing what's called King Mass, right, which is like the large, basically like the male leader costume of the band, right? So if
Yeah.
if your band is about, I don't know, whatever, pirates, I'm Captain Jack Sparrow in the front, right? Huge costume. And when I was playing Mass in 2003, those type of masks in Boston, those costumes were costing about 5 to 10 grand then,
Wow.
right? So if you're an individual who loves
Gee.
math and you wanted to play, you know, how do you make your 5 to 10 back to just even to break even? Like, where is that kind of coming from? You know what I mean? So over time, those people who are investing in those things just for the love of it, for the culture, they've stopped for one reason or another. You know what I mean? There's not enough prize money to make up for it. There's not enough whatever. You know what I mean? So when you don't have those large individual costumes anymore, well, is the Japanese lady going to fly all the way to Boston to see t-shirt bands? No. That's what she was coming for before, right? So how does that work? You almost have to sponsor, in my opinion, those individual costumes. You need to sell them as many of those smaller costumes and say, hey, Teddy, you want to play King Mass? We're gonna sponsor it. You know what I mean? Because we're taking money from the other, they're funding it, because I don't see another type of way, to be quite honest. And I've done it for years.
So are you trying to tell me to put a band on the road is going to cost you 50 grand? That's just for the sound
That's the
system?
truck. The truck alone.
That's for the truck. I mean, if you want, I mean, obviously you can do a smaller truck, but I don't know if you can get a truck for less than 15 grand. I mean, even if you said it was 10 grand, which is not, you know what I mean? Like, because you have a huge truck for the day.
Sure.
Probably phone call again.
I don't know if that's what it costs these days. To me, we're 50 years later of Boston Carnival. We should find. I mean, everything is getting more powerful by the day. So I don't understand why we don't have speakers and trucks that are tiny, that's doing the same thing huge trucks did in the 90s. My opinion. You know what I mean? But I don't know. It's just, I just do know it's hella expensive.
Now, I mean, I get it. There is something about a truck going down the road. But how would you put a DJ?
I don't. So again, this is something someone needs to figure out. Either someone needs to figure out how to properly fund the band so that it has trucks, or they need to figure out something that replaces it. Because again, play hand and drums, and that's the truck, right?
Right.
Like, it wasn't always that, and
Right.
Carnival was huge then. I don't know. Do we go back to Steel Pan instead and say fuck the truck? Like, I have no idea, but someone does have to some type of innovation, because we're at a deadlock right now.
Shit.
So we got to figure out either how to replace it or how to fund it.
And Teddy, we can't fund that now. There's no money to fund shit. There's no money, right, Anil?
Nope.
We need to be millionaires to merely.
No, well, just that too. Like, for instance, and I'll use Sound International. Those good dudes over there. Like, let's say, for instance, I want to have a Carnival band. Do I tell Sound International they have to set up my truck for free because I booked them every week for the year for Friday Night Live? I'm just talking out. You know what I mean? But
Right.
that's not what's actually happened, or whatever sound. You know what I mean? Is it one of those type of things that has to happen? Like, hey man, you guys you can't charge me. I do $200,000 worth of business with you every year. Give back. Is that even fair to ask? Right? Because I'm sure a lot of work goes into. I watch people build those trucks.
I'm going to say something, but I think it has
Do
to
we
be
go
said.
to every promoter and okay?
Go ahead. You can finish. I think like the whole resurgence of BobbyShakes.com has cost me probably close to 150,000, and I haven't made a fucking penny back. Like, this microphone right here is $1,000. I haven't made that money back. I think if you want the culture to preserve, you got to come up with the money for the truck. That's it. I'm not getting paid for this computer. I'm not getting paid for this computer, this keyboard, this stupid controller, all these goddamn stream decks. I wish I could show you all this shit. The server room, the hours it took me to build the website that nobody logs on to. Like, chasing promoters down. Teddy, man, you're in the same position like I'm in.
Yeah.
Right?
Pretty much. Yep.
We have to.
Right now, we're just doing it for the love, because
we're just doing it for the love.
Yeah.
So everybody's got to do it for the love. So Soulcaholics and D Horizon and everybody else, we're all doing it for the love, right? So what are we gonna do? We're just gonna let the culture fizzle out because we don't have the money? We can't do that.
So I think they did do it for the love for 20, 30, 40 years. And I think now at their ages,
they're
just like, it's no, well, I just think it's somebody else's turn, right? And I don't think that the new generation that they raised for whatever reason has, taken up the torch. Maybe they're not in the same financial predicament. You know what I mean? To be able to lose
from a financial standpoint, but someone's got to pull it up and take a slack. I mean, otherwise it's going to fall to the wayside and Vince out. And we don't want to see that happen. It'll be devastating, especially to this culture.
Maybe somehow the city needs to give us enough money.
Your mic's muted, Neil.
No, I was just trying to be a little bit curt about like the city in New York, and I don't want to speak out and really upset people about the state.
I mean,
but cities don't have much money either, and I mean, they're not, they're not gonna, they're not gonna put it towards stuff like community events right now. Whatever extra money they have, especially,
I agree.
Unfortunately, but that's just how. Because I know the city of Providence used to help out an organization here do a Jamaica independence, and I had nothing to do with it, so no comment. But I don't believe they don't give any money, and so there's no more event. But next year there will be, but it's going to be I'm probably on my dime, and I'll probably lose money. But that's just how it is.
Yeah, I think, and I get it. That's why I quit this nonsense, right? Because you put your blood, sweat, and tears into it, and there's no return. And I left all of this nonsense in 2015, happily. And now I'm back. Was it 10 years later? Because it took me 10 years to be rejuvenated. And I'm not shitting on any media company out there, but y'all are just not doing it right. You're not doing it right. You're not covering. I don't see any photos that make me say, like, oh, I want to go there. Yeah, the women look cute, but you're not selling me the culture. You're not selling me the vibe.
It's all about the music. It's not even about the culture at all. Like a lot of agencies do, like it's all about chasing the artist. It's not even about
everything has become chasing likes and all of that. And I feel it though, man. I feel it. Like I don't know what to say. I mean shit, if a truck is 20 30 grand is a down payment on a house. 20-30 grand at a 1x leverage is 40,000. 20 grand at a 2x leverage is 60,000. You could take 20 grand and do a 2x leverage and make 60K in a couple of minutes on the stock market. Why the hell would I invest in fucking feathers? So I get it. I get it. But something's got to give. I got a headache. I don't know.
It's over an hour. Let's close the show.
I don't know, man. What do you think, Teddy?
I mean, the culture itself is not going anywhere. But I mean, as far as carnivals, I mean, they'll still happen, but maybe they just won't. They're just not going to be on as big of a level, you know.
Not on a grandiose scale, considering that the major carnivals have fallen off. Like Trinidad's not what it used to be. Notting Hill's not what it used to be. And New York is just like.
Why is Jamaica peaking? All the carnivals are dying,
but they held back for so long, and now they have to have something. I guess maybe that's where all the.
I mean, that's another question, right? Carnival everywhere is dying, but in Jamaica it's peaking.
Yeah, I think.
Why is that? Why is everywhere dying and Jamaica's peaking, which is a reggae country?
I don't think everywhere is dying, but yeah, I do agree that Jamaica is definitely peaking because of. First of all, it's more of a tourist friendly country for you to be like. No, most people are like, I want to go to Jamaica, right? So if you can kill two birds with one stone,
right?
Go to Jamaica and experience a carnival. That's pretty cool too, right?
Right.
Same thing with like a Saint Lucia or whatever it is like that. So there's things around Carnival which are making people want to invest in a plane ticket, a hotel, whatever. So be it. So in these other places, that's got to happen too. People need to make a weekend out of Boston Carnival, right? I don't know. Maybe they're going on duck tour rides or whatever, or there's some event in Boston that you can't really get somewhere else. And I've had this sort of argument or conversations with people, promoters or whatever, event curators. Is too often I see people try to copy events and do Trinidad or Miami or New York styled events in Boston, and for a number of reasons they don't work well enough. So I think we need to find something that's unique to us, that's going to make somebody in Brooklyn say, I don't have this in Brooklyn. I'm going to go hang out with you know, my Boston family for Boston Carnival. So I think we have to figure that there has to be some type of innovation in those type of ideas, right? We can't do cooler fets. We can't do, Juve parties in the same way other people do for a number of reasons. You know what I mean? Um, like in Boston, you can't do all inclusive parties like you do in Trinidad. Every party in Trinidad is an all inclusive party. You spend $100, you get to drink everything all inclusive. You can't do that in Boston; it's illegal, right? So I think we should stop running down the idea, of doing those and figure out something else, whatever it may be.
Yeah, because I even had for a couple of years I had the exclusive rights in New England to Igloo, the real Igloo from the guys in Jamaica that started it, and not a single place in Massachusetts, New Hampshire, or Rhode Island. Actually, New Hampshire, one place I forgot where it was, said they would do it, but then I saw where it was and it was way too far out there. But no one would let me do it. Nobody.
Yeah, that's why. Like now, Scoops Cooler Fat is not. It's the cool down fat, right? Because you can't do cooler parties in Boston. So what it is yeah, you'll bring your cooler, but you'll buy your bottle at the event. So it's a build your cooler event. So he's innovated somewhat around that. It's not the same, but he's doing what he can. You know what I mean?
Fresh West says Carnival in Jamaica is an uptown Yui thing. And he says it's peaking because this new era of kids are more open to new stuff, unlike the OGs of the past.
It's uptown because that's what the money's at. That's how they run things in Kingston. Uptown money means you can get it done. They got the money for the trucks. They got the money for the sound systems. They got the money for the screens. They got the money to do the road. You can't do that in downtown, obviously.
Um, this is all Carnival is always a scratch my head topic. Yeah, one takeaway is we can no longer run down what other cities is doing because everywhere is different, right? Like you can't have you
New York
can't.
Carnival different than Boston Carnival, like night and day. Serious.
Yeah, it's two different things, and New York Carnival is trash.
But think about this now, for Carnival in New York for Labor Day weekend. What if you went to the Jamaica parade, which was crazy, right?
Which is
You might
crazy.
you might say, you know what, I already kind of did that already. I don't need to go to. I
But
don't
it's
need to go to-
segregation. We're not trying to segregate the community. We're trying
No,
to
I'm
like.
saying I'm going back to like how people are choosing other events over that event. You know what I mean?
Right. Right, like if I wasn't busy, I would have went to because me and Jules were like, yo, we're going to New York for the. If I didn't have a gig, me and her, we were gonna drive down to New York, the Jamaican festival or carnival, whatever it was. We were gonna drive down to that, but I had a gig. Yeah, and talking about festivals in there, what the hell are you doing at a Pakistani parade?
I missed the Indian parade and had a. You have to cover 6 events to get your press pass for New York, so I got to cover like 5 more. So the Indian parade came and I was hanging out with you guys in Providence. So I got to cover at least 5 more this year.
Well, you missed the Jamaican parade, the biggest one of the year in New York.
Well, then we have the West. We have the West Indian. We have the West Indian parade, followed by the West Indian Festival, followed by another Labor Day on that Tuesday, right here on Liberty Street.
Who says you have to cover 5 things in New York to get a press pass?
6 events in 2 years. That's how it's handled. You got to cover 6 events in 2 years to get the press pass in New York City.
Uh-oh, here comes Missy Soprano. What about the North End feast? You know what, Missy? I may take you up on that. What are we doing here? When's the next North End feast? Missy, you know the Italians don't want to see a whole bunch of moolies at their parade taking pictures. You know that. What are we talking about? You think Jimmy from Hanover Street wants to see me and my black ass taking pictures? Come on. Missy, talk to me. Thursday. Oh, Thursday's Marshall, Montana. St. Anthony's is on Thursday. You know what, Missy, why don't we do this? Why don't you cover the St. Anthony's parade because you're Italian. You're not from Trinidad because you're going to definitely be at Marshall, Montana on Thursday. Shut up and get those credentials. No. He's in New York. He's in New York. I mean, I don't need a press pass, anything in Boston. I just show up. Press pass. Fuck. New York's full of shit. Everybody in New York's full of shit. Yo, those motherfuckers in New York is lucky I'm busy. But once I get everything, I'm going to go down there and just lock that fucking city down. Oh, my son is hearing you. I'm sorry. New York is full of crap. Missy, what do you think? You going to Carnival? What are you doing? She's like the rest. She's Trini. What are you doing, Missy? Are you going to No. Anil is covering stuff in New York I don't know, to be a photographer in New York. I don't know what the hell he's doing. But are you doing I mean, forget about Anil and his press pass. Missy, are you going to take pictures of St. Anthony's? Because if you take pictures of St. Anthony's, I'll post it on the website. I was at the Greek festival with Teddy. I mean,
I went back again on last night.
Nah.
How was the Greek festival? Did Julie like the Greek festival?
I think Julie liked it.
Thursday, yeah. Oh yeah. Barris and Beanie on
That's
Wow,
on Friday night.
she's doing Pan on the Plaza Wednesday, Marshall Thursday, Beanie Barris Friday in Connecticut.
The
Cool
tickets
down.
are so outrageous for that show. It's not even funny.
Rum and Music NYC, Stinking Duddy. Jesus Christ, Missy's busy. And Anil is going to none of these things. He's at the fucking Pakistani parade trying to get a fucking be. This guy's at a Pakistani parade. He missed the Jamaican parade. You going to Rum and Music in NYC, Anil? You probably don't know what the hell that is.
No, unfortunately, no. Who you drink rum?
This fucking guy, Anil. I got to get out of here. Guy annoys me. Anil, what are you doing this weekend?
Island Saturdays, man. What you talking about?
Oh, you coming down?
And go to the what's that? Jalen Brown on Sunday.
Oh yeah, Jalen Brown. Jalen Brown thing is this week.
Yeah.
When are you coming down?
28th. I'm coming on the Amtrak.
Yeah, what day is that?
That's Friday.
My son Jill will get on the drunken Juve truck for Boston with Jeff. All right. Yeah, I mean we're okay. All right. Yeah, we're doing Juve. Doing Juve 4:00 in the morning. We're gonna go and pick up Teddy. Or no, Teddy's doing the cut Saturday morning, 4 a.m. all the way to 1. Come back, sleep, and then drop in Island Saturdays at for 11:30, 12 with Richie Feelings.
They'll be there for a whole 7 hours? 4 to 1?
What, Carnival?
Juve.
Anil, you're the only Indian on the show. You don't know how Juve works?
You go early, crack of dawn in the morning, but you don't stay that late. I mean,
Yeah, I got to do Juve at 4 a.m. I got to be at the camp. I got to get on the truck. And then from the truck, we go back to Mass Camp. And then we get on the truck. And Carnival starts at 10.
oh, it's over at 1. Oh, okay. Yeah. So
We're not promoting Richie Feelings Saturday in Boston. We're promoting Richie Feelings Saturday in
Island Saturdays.
Island Saturdays.
And everyone free till 11.
Everyone's free to 11 Saturday to see Richie Feelings. Unfortunately, we are not promoting the Richie Feelings this Sunday night in Boston.
I might be there though, Missy. If you're at that, I might see you.
We might go to that, but what we're pushing is Richie Feeling is free for everybody Saturday night. Come and hang out. Because Sunday in Boston is a cool event, right? You can't throw an event Sunday. I mean, that's Scoop's thing. So yeah, let me how do I delete Missy's? Yeah, Missy. How do I delete Missy's comment? I can't delete her comment from the chat. Let me see. There it is.
all right.
There it is.
I mean,
I hit her. I hit it. Oh shit! I just made it worse.
Oh no.
There it is. All right, let's get out of it before Missy starts talking about more Richie Feelings. Richie Feelings this Saturday for free. Island Saturdays, no tables. Missy, we're just messing with you. We're just messing with you. I love Missy. I'm actually going to call her on my ride.
We go way back. Big up, Missy. Always.
Messy all the way, man.
No, Missy.
She original OG. She's from the 90s dancehall era in Boston.
There's Ishala, and I always say this. It goes Pretty, Ishala, Missy. Missy was an instrumental part for us to take over New York City for me and Frizzy. Instrumental part. I love Missy. Cool down fat, not a cooler fat. Yeah, no, we gotta say the man. We gotta say the right thing. Cool down fat. Missy, you have children that are 18 years old. Of course, you're old, but you look good though. You know, you're probably only one of the only white women I know that age beautifully. You age like a black woman. Missy aged like a black woman. All right, let's get the fuck out of here. If I have every black woman fucking blow up my phone. Fuck that white bitch. All right, what am I? Anything in there? What you got?
Yo, I'm down. Let's do this Saturday. Boston Carnival all the way, baby.
Boston Carnival.
Reach your feelings at, I don't know if I might just go to sleep at Reach Your Feelings. If people, you know, feel comfortable with me taking the photos, I mean, you know, things will be great.
Missy, I'm serious. You age like a black woman. You're beautiful. I mean, you're the only footer. I mean, yeah. It's very rare that you see a white woman age well. But you're not really white. You're Italian. You got some Negro in it. I'm at it. I'm getting myself in trouble. I'm getting myself. I gotta go. Teddy, see you Saturday.
Yes.
Okay.
Missy, I love you. Sherwin, thank you so much. Juve Saturday and Carnival. Be back in bed by 2:00. From 2 to 10:30 sleep. And drop into Island Saturdays. And then we have the Jalen Brown Festival on Saturday.
Where's that?
Wait, I don't know. The Duck Boat. It's like probably down Boylston Street, some crap. I mean, I thought you had your kids on Sunday. I don't know.
What happened?
I thought you were doing your children.
I don't talk about my children on stream, sir.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were
All right, let me get the fuck out of here.
not available.
I gotta go.